You may check somebody's breath and declare them dead, but they can still feel sensation.
The way the body dies, yes, but this soul, this spirit, this atma continues on forever.
What happens after we die? The question which everyone asks, but the answer not everyone gets. Who is God? A lot of religion and cultures have their own understanding of afterlife, but which philosophy to follow? You must have wondered about these questions at least once in your life, but most of you would not have found a satisfactory answer. This compelled us to research about this topic and cover all possible explanation to the question. A lot of ancient theories are broken down and modified as their information is passed from generation to generation. To understand the subject better, we have classified different theories based on their origin or culture. In this video, we will discuss different afterlife theories of religions like Hinduism, Christianity, Islamic, Greek mythology, Norse or Vikings mythology. Hinduism philosophy is based on reincarnation. Reincarnation means that after the end of a life, soul travels from one body to another one, be it from human to any other species like dog, cat, tiger, etc. Just like changing clothes, our soul changes body. The time period of soul traveling from one body to another is called as heaven or hell. The heaven is a place where the departed soul goes to reap the fruits of its virtuous deeds. It remains there till the fruits of its virtuous actions are exhausted. It then comes back to this world in the form of another body. The hell is the place of sharp, severe and intense pain. The evildoer suffers for a period in hell until it is cleansed of all its sin. One stark difference that Hinduism theory have with others is, once a person obtains moksha, his soul is then liberated of this endless cycle of death and rebirth and become the part of Almighty Brahma, who is also known as God of creation. The popular belief among Christians is that when you die, the soul is liberated from the body and comes before the judgment of God. The person then is judged based on the lifestyle and life choices made by him or her on the earth. Based on the judgment, the soul is either sent to hell or liberated and sent to heaven. There is no reincarnation theory in Christianity, hence once a soul goes to heaven or hell, remains in heaven or hell. A controversial part here is that Christians all across history have debated on the fact that whether the hell is everlasting or temporary. The fundamental flaw with the ideology of hell being eternal is that why should a soul be punished in hell for eternity for the sins committed in just 100 years of human life? Islamic theory states that heaven or hell will be awarded or punished based on the deeds of a person on the earth. The hell is portrayed as a painful place, while heaven is portrayed as an extension of this life with sensual pleasures of food and drinks, particularly from the river of wine, and also a lot of paradisial maiden who are pure virgins with whom a believer will be rewarded. This raises a question of what about believing women? Because in the Quran, both men and women are considered equal before God. There are a lot of arguments made regarding this, but no concrete conclusion is available. However, many philosophers say that the idea of the paradisial whore and all the pleasures of food, drinks, silver, gold, etc. are metaphor for the pleasures that cannot be described. The chief of all such pleasure is gazing the face of God himself. The Greeks believed that after death, the soul goes to the underworld, which they call as Hades. Hermes, one of the cleverest and the mischievous of the Olympian gods, lead the soul to the bank of the river Styx. The Charon, who is the ferryman, transports all the souls across the river in his boat. He is extremely valued by Hades, as he is given the authority to control supplies of souls from the world of living to the world of dead. But he doesn't do it for free. He takes one gold coin from the souls to help them cross the river. That's why people in Greece put the gold coins in the grave of the loved ones, so that they can pay Charon's fees and cross the river. Souls who cannot afford the fee of the ferryman are stuck at the bank of the river forever. The soul then goes to asphodel fields, where the people forget all the memories of their past life. The judgment is then made on where to send the souls out of three places: Elysium, Tartarus, asphodel fields. People who did good deeds throughout their life are sent to a comfortable place where the sun always shines. This place is called as Elysium, which is similar to heaven. People who upset God by the way they lived are sent to Tartarus and are given terrible punishments. Tartarus is considered as a dark place located far below the earth. Souls who have not committed any sins and have also not done any good deeds are sent to a neutral place called as asphodel fields. Norse mythology, whose ancient roots are from Denmark, is also called as Vikings or Pagans mythology. The most famous afterlife place in Norse mythology is Valhalla, the hall of the god Odin. If a person dies like a martyr in a war, then after death, he gets a place in Valhalla. These souls are chosen by Odin and his Valkyries. In Valhalla, all the celebrated heroes fight against each other the entire day and are healed at the end of the day. The heroes eat magical boar's meat and drink wine in Valhalla. The reason why they fight in Valhalla is to be prepared to fight along Odin at the doomed battle of Ragnarok. It will be naive to conclude the state of afterlife by these theories, as they have some major issues. They lack scientific proof. We are not yet fully confident about the original authors behind these afterlife theories. These theories have been modified and evolved from generation to generation by multiple other authors. Not a single evidence validates the theories with good enough proof. To know the truth, the only other path left for us was to investigate real-life examples of people backed up by scientists and researchers themselves. The closest proximity to what happens after we die can be achieved examining a person who is about to die. Division of Perceptual Studies at University of Virginia, School of Medicine, does active research on this topic. This division was started 40 years ago by Dr. Ian Stevenson and was funded by Chester Carlson, who was also the inventor of Xerox machine. The division is focused on studying phenomena that suggest continuation of consciousness after physical death. Over 2,500 cases of past life memories was studied worldwide by this division. All these cases involved very young children, most of who just started speaking and remembering their past life. In more than 70% of these cases, the previous life person died violently or sudden death, like suicide, accident or murder. Most of the time, the kids give enough details that the people can confirm that somebody did actually live and die, which matches the details given by the kid. Some children have birthmark or birth defects on the same place that matches the fatal wounds of the person in the previous life. For example, a little girl remembers herself of being a man in her previous life with his fingers chopped off while he was being murdered. The little girl was born with the hands looking like this. A boy remembered his previous life, losing fingers in the fodder chopping machine and was born with the deformity like this. A boy who remembered being murdered by a shotgun passing through the side of his head and was born with the deformity like this. There are multiple other similar cases. One of the many cases of near-death experience which Dr. Bruce mentions is seeing deceased friends and family which they thought were still alive. One such example of this is Eddie, who was a 9-year-old boy and was hospitalized. He was in coma for about 36 hours before his fever finally broke. At 3 a.m., he opened his eyes and told his parents that he went to heaven, where he met his dead grandfather, aunt, and uncle. He said he also met his sister Teresa, who told him to go back. Teresa was his older sister who was in college in Vermont and was perfectly healthy as far as his parents knew. Later that morning, when his parents went home, they immediately called the college and found that Teresa has in fact is killed in a car accident just after midnight. How would have Eddie possibly known that? And this is not just one coincidental case. There are many such registered cases. Answering the question of what happens after death is pretty complicated, and many theories are built around it. We cannot blindly believe the theories, but also cannot accept the fact that nothing happens after we die. There is surely something happening after we die, but the current science is not capable of comprehending that. Currently, science rejects the idea, saying that there is no consciousness after we die. But the thousands of cases brought forward by a handful of these research divisions have opened up the possibilities. To know more about the afterlife, we need to have more well-funded afterlife research, development and education, which is very rare as they give no monetary profits to the investors. It's like a philanthropy whose ultimate aim is to know whether life exists after we die, so that rather than hating death, we can start loving death as a transition process and know that death is not the end of our life. Humankind will live in peace, love and harmony irrespective of culture or religion once we uncover this mystery. Let us know your opinion regarding will the hatred among different religions reduce once we understand the life after death, as people will then not follow religion blindly and will be in better position to ask questions.